The verse that attracted me, verse 104 and 105, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, always the Quran, as we all know, is what? What's the Quran is about? Commands. Do and don't. That's all what the Quran is about. So this verse is a command. It says, وَلْتَكُمْ مِنْكُمْ أُمَّةٌ يَدْعُونَ إِلَى الْخَيْرِ. Be among you, Muslims, a group. What they do? يَدْعُونَ إِلَى الْخَيْرِ. So our job is to call for goodness, to really show him what is good and forbid what is evil. This is what Allah is commanding us. So you see all this taraweeh and this salah and this siyam and all of these activities for us to get ready to invite humans to Islam. وَلْتَكُمْ مِنْكُمْ أُمَّةٌ يَدْعُونَ إِلَى الْخَيْرِ. Make da'wah. This is our job. And da'wah has many forms. It's not just a da'wah by mouse. One form of the da'wah is you yourself represent Islam in your action, in your behavior, in your buying, in your selling, and everyday activity. So people when they see say, wow, how come this guy is so good? Because I'm a Muslim. No, people know you are a Muslim. They do. It doesn't matter if you call yourself Mike or Mo or John. They know you are a Muslim. They look at your face and they know. So you have to represent Islam correctly. So وَلْتَكُمْ مِنْكُمْ أُمَّةٌ يَدْعُونَ إِلَى الْخَيْرِ. This is the form of da'wah, is you become an example of Islam. Second is the da'wah with your mouth. You know, you invite people to Islam. Third, by writing. Fourth, by, making food at your house and invite, in Ramadan, maybe you have a couple of friends at work, they're not Muslims, they're curious about Islam. You say, come join us for dinner. See you and your family, you don't start the food. Sometimes you go to restaurants and you find some people, American people, they hold their hands and they close their head, they close their eyes and they look down and they pray before they eat. I respect those people, I really do. At least they recognize there is a creator that gave them that food and said, God bless us for having this food. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught us to say Bismillah, right? So invite those people, invite them to your house. Have dinner with them, have iftar with them. We have here iftar Friday night and Saturday night. Bring them, tell them come and eat. Just come and eat with us. See what the Muslims do. Remember a few years ago I invited a family. It was a husband, wife and children. And this guy owned a farm that he inherited like a father after father after father. So he's the last guy and he was losing his land. Anyway, so he came here and he had dinner with us and he had tears in his eyes and he said, that reminded me was my great-grandfather or my grandfather when we used to all sit on the farm and have food. The whole family sit down, cousins and relatives and eat. So we reminded him, but the old way is people gather and eat together. Blessing is gathering. That's why every time you make a mistake, you say, feed the Muslims, make walima, make aqiqah, make food. So this verse implied to you, say, وَلْتَكُنْ مِنْكُمْ أُمَّةٌ يَدْعُونَ إِلَى الْخَيْرِ وَيَأْمُرُونَ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَيَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنْكَرِ. So they join what's good, forbid what's evil. And he said, وَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْمُفْلِحُونَ. These are the true successful. You want to be successful? That's success. Is Amr bil Ma'ruf wa Nahy. Live Islam, brothers and sisters. That makes you successful. Then the warning. You see, this is the Amr, the command. وَلْتَكُمْ مِنْكُمْ أُمَّةٌ يَدْعُونَ. Big da'wah. The second command in the next verse is it, وَلَا تَكُونُوا كَالَّذِينَ تَفَرَّقُوا. And don't be like those who are separated. Muslims, akhi, are separated. We are separated by our nationality. I am this, you are that. You don't believe me? Find a Palestinian trying to marry an Egyptian, and you find resistance. No, he's not Palestinian. No, he's not Egyptian. A lot of fights. Find an Afghani trying to marry a Pakistani. It's not our culture. It's not our people. They're Muslims. But the funny thing is, all of these people who reject that, they will marry a white person in no second. They don't even know where they come from. But why we do that? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَلَا تَكُونُوا كَالَّذِينَ تَفَرَّقُوا. Don't be among those who are separated. واختلفوا, and disagree. Islam, akhi, some Muslims come and focus on minor things of Islam and make it a separation, a segregation. We should focus on the main. We all worship who? Allah, one. And who's our Prophet? Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Where is our Qibla? Nobody face like Mecca and somebody face Jerusalem and somebody face something else. We all face the same Qibla. We all fast the same Ramadan. We all make the same fight. So everything in Islam, majority of things in Islam are easy. So why we separate about things that maybe after the Prophet ﷺ, some, ulama came and they said that should be that way. That's an opinion. And either one of them, like I give you an example, we separated and some of us fasted on Saturday, some of us fasted on Sunday. That's a separation. Allah said, وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا وَلَا تَكُونُوا كَالَّذِينَ تَفَرَّقُوا. This is good. So why you fast Saturday and somebody else fast Sunday? It's good. Both of them good, alhamdulillah. May Allah bless. May Allah accept. But why the separation? If you are in a neighborhood, then we should be saying, we are all the Muslims in Virginia fasting the same day. Simple decision. It's not a mistake. If we fasted on Saturday and it was wrong, alhamdulillah, you get to ajr. It's simple, but they make it so complicated. And the problem is people come, I have so many people come to my office. Brother, why did you fast on Sunday? Wallahi, if I fasted on Saturday, he'll ask me the same question. Brother, why did you fast on Saturday? Ajib. It's like, flip a coin. So Allah order you. وَلَا تَكُونُوا كَالَّذِينَ تَفَرَّقُوا وَاخْتَلَفُوا. They separated, they disagreed. مِنْ بَعْدِ مَا جَاءَهُمُ الْبَيِّنَاتِ. After the Quran come to you, you separate and disagree. I'm going to tell you a story. I know time is running out. My 10 minutes is out. But this is a simple story. Musa alayhi salatu wasalam left Harun in charge. He was in Sinai. And he went to meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So he spent 40 days talking to Allah, and Allah gave him the 10 commandments. Musa come back, but before he come back, Allah said to Musa, Ya Musa, inna qad fatanna qawmaka wa adallahum as-sabirin. Harun is a Nabi, he's a prophet. And he's with them. Bani Israel, half of them make a cow and worship a cow, and the other half worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you were Harun, what would you do? Now they separated. And they're not separated on should we fast Saturday or Sunday. They're separated on a major thing. Should we worship Allah or a cow? So Musa did not do anything. Then Harun didn't do anything. Musa came back. When he see it, he got so upset. فَأَلْقَى الْأَلْوَاحِ. He had the Mus'haf in his hand and he threw it on the floor. And he ran to Harun, grabbed him by his beard and his head, and he almost killed him. قال يا ابن son of my mother, لا تأخذ بلحيتي ولا برأسي. Don't pull me. إني خشيت. What was his reason? He could have taken the believers and fight the non-believers and killed them. But he says, إني خشيت أن تقول فرقت بين بني إسرائيل ولم ترقب قولي. So Musa told him, unite them, keep them unity, keep him unity. So he said, I was afraid that you tell me you separated them. So they're kafir, and he kept them in unity. And we fight over Saturday or Sunday. We are pathetic. We're far, far away from Islam. That's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, مِن بَعْدِ مَا جَاءَهُمُ الْبَيِّنَاتِ. After clarity came to them, Huda, Quran. Listen, people who do that, people who purposely do that, وَأُولَٰئِكَ لَهُمْ عَذَابٌ عَظِيمٌ. Severe punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the leaders of Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. لَهُمْ عَذَابٌ عَظِيمٌ. Why the separation? Why the separation? We can, if we really love Allah and His Messenger, all the A'immah from all the masajid, we have maybe 20 masjid in Northern Virginia, they get together a week before Ramadan, or now, or after Ramadan. They say, brothers, let's make a unity in Virginia, in the northern area, that will make a decision. We'll set all 20 of us, and we'll pray 2 rak'ah for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We'll flip a coin, we'll pick a day, but all Muslims become the same. Makes no difference. What's that? What's really? What's the significant? The Prophet ﷺ, he said, Sumu l'uriyat wa aftiru l'uriyat. فَإِنْ غُمَّ عَلَيْكُمْ. If you come one day and you find, Sahaba didn't have telescopes and calculations. They come, you find, they have clouds, so they can't see the moon. He said, فَأَكْمِلُوا عِدَّةَ شَعْبَانَ 30 يَوْمًا. Complete Sha'ban, 30 days, and fast the next day. Simple. Islam is simple. We make it complicated. Oh, we have a person, PhD, who do, this and that. And we have this person with the telescope, we go in the Empire State Building. Ajib. He complicated Islam. Although I want to go more and more, but there's a sister called me and she's mad at me when I go longer, so I'm going to stop right now. So inshallah, we'll stop. We'll give you 7 minutes. Saeed, have to be a little bit faster. So we're still 5 minutes from here. So barakallah feekum, and inshallah we'll continue. But Islam is beautiful, brothers. Join Islam. Barakallah.